Good morning. Thank you, David. David Federing is a student here at GRCC, majoring in music, and appreciate that. Welcome, everyone. Please stand for the presentation of colors by the Kent Innovation High JROTC. Please remain standing for the national anthem sung by Jordan Malone and Micah Carablisi, students at GRCC.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare clapped bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you, Mike and Jordan. That was excellent. Well done. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for coming out here today to share Veterans Day with us, to celebrate the men and women who protect our freedoms and serve this great country. I would like to welcome all of our veterans and active service men and women here today, as well as our board members, Kathleen Brunsma, Carlos Sanchez, David Cucci, Richard Stewart, and Cynthia Bristol. At this time, I'd like to welcome Dr. Pink to say a few words. President Pink.
Good morning. Had to make sure it's still morning. Before our students get away, please give those gentlemen one more round of applause. I know you're probably trying to get to class or somewhere else, but you guys need to know you represent us so well. Thank you so much for beautiful performances today. Thank you. I'd also like to again welcome our Board of Trustee members here. I think it's important to know how this is an occasion that means a lot to our institution. It also means a lot when you see so many of our board members that find the time and make the time to make sure that they support not only the various things that happen on this campus, but things that are so important, such as us gathering this morning and commemorating and recognizing those who are veterans in our community. Even so, as I like to talk about, those veterans who not only are a part of the larger community of Grand Rapids, but those veterans who are right here on our campus, those who are former former servicemen and women, those who are present servicemen and women. It means a lot to us as the college, and it means a lot to our board when they are here. And so that's a good thing in terms of what it means to this institution, because it means that much to our board of trustees, and I'm thankful to see them here today. I also want to also acknowledge my favorite veteran that is actually lives in the house with me. My wife, Lori, please stand, be recognized. I say my favorite veteran. She is a retiree of the U.S. Air Force Reserve, having served a total of her time in the military over 25, 27, 28 years. And so it's an honor to be. I remember when we married some 17 years ago, she would get up and she's putting a uniform on every day to go to work, and I wasn't sure whether to kiss her or salute her, so I tried to do both. But then she explained to me, "I'm not officer. Don't salute me." So. You know, it means a lot to us because of not only her history with the U.S. Air Force, but also, as I mentioned, our son Lance, who is presently still serving in the U.S. Marine Corps. His time in the Marine Corps, we believe, will end coming May of this coming year. And as parents, you can't, and that time doesn't come fast enough just for his time in the armed services. But we're proud of him and proud of the work that he has been engaged in over the last four and a half years now, and will end his 5-year stint with the Marine Corps mid 2019. The other thing I want to do is remember as well all those who have gone on before, who've given their lives in service to this country. And as I was talking with my wife the other day, what's interesting is that whenever someone answers the call to be a part of the armed forces, no matter what their role is, no matter what that role, they have said that I am putting my life in harm's way if called upon. And whatever that role is, whether they find themselves at something of a computer or a desk job, whatever, that call is still very prominent, because you never know when you say yes. You never know what's going to happen over the time period that you are in the armed services. All you know is that you must be ready. And the thing I appreciate about our armed services, I think about our son right now. And I think about my father, who was a World War II veteran. I think about my wife. I think about all those folks who are at this institution that some of you know, and some of you have regular communication with, those who are our faculty and staff who have served, our students who have served. And I think about one of the things that they serve for. One of the things they serve for is freedom, our freedom. Freedom to be able to do what we're doing today. Freedom to be able to do things as a country, do things as a people. And one thing that I am appreciative to them for, that I think is a responsibility of you and I, is that they serve so that we also can be exercise of civility. That we can be those who exercise civility among each other. That we can show what civility really means. And ladies and gentlemen, sometimes in the world that we live in here in 2018, sometimes we don't see very good examples of that. But I will tell you that more times than not, we do see good examples of that. Right here on this campus, the idea of the importance that we are civil, that we get along with each other. It doesn't mean that we always agree with each other, but it does mean that we can have discourse, that we can have conversation, that we can have opportunities. And those opportunities are what these men and women fight for and have fought for. The idea that you and I stay civil in our dealings with each other, in our dealings with people off this campus, that is one of those very instrumental values that our people serve for. I think it would be, and I think about our son, and I think about how he, in serving his country, how disheartening it can be for a young man and a young woman like him to see when we fail at that notion of civility. When he or she, when they look out and they see some of the lousy things that happen in this world, senseless things, things that shouldn't happen, and they're giving their life every day so that we can have freedoms, but that freedom is not engulfed and is not intended for those who would choose to be uncivil. It is built for those who are going to be civil and appreciative of not only the blessing of freedom, but appreciative to each other. So as I think about Veterans Day and as I appreciate and think about and thankful thoughts about the things that people have done and continue to do in defending this country, I encourage each of us to enjoy the freedom and the ability of civility, to be civil in our conversations, in our interactions, no matter if the person sitting aside from us, next to us, across from us, might not necessarily see things the way we do. But we can still sit, have a cup of coffee, talk to each other, find out what that other view is, appreciate it, and do so in a civil manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Pink. Please join me in a moment of silence as we remember those who have fallen to protect our country. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Renee Hatkins, who is a student here at GRCC majoring in accounting, who will be reading a poem for us today, I Am a Veteran, written by Andrea C. Brett. Renee.
I am a veteran, Andrea C. Brett. You may not know me the first time we meet. I'm just another you see on the street. But I am the reason you walk and breathe free. I am the reason for your liberty. I am a veteran. I work in the local factory all day. I own the restaurant just down the way. I sell your insurance. I start your IV. I've got the best looking grandkids you'll ever see. I'm your grocer, your banker, your child's school teacher. I'm your plumber, your barber, your family's preacher. But there's part of me you don't know very well. Just listen a moment, I have a story to tell. I am a veteran. I joined the service while still in my teens. I traded my prom dress for camouflage greens. I'm the first in my family to do something like this. I followed my father like he followed his. Defying my fears and hiding my doubt, I married my sweetheart before I shipped out. I missed Christmas, then Easter, the birth of my son, but I knew I was doing what had to be done. I served on the battlefront, I served on the base. I bound up the wounded and begged for God's grace. I gave orders to fire, I followed commands. I marched into conflict in far distant lands. In the jungle, the desert, on mountains and shores, in bunkers and tents on dank earthen floors. While I fought on the ground, in the air, on the sea, my family and friends were home praying for me. For the land of the free and the home of the brave, I faced my demons in foxholes and caves. Then one dreaded day, without drummer or fife, I lost an arm, my buddy lost his life. I came home and moved on, but forever was changed. The perils of war in my memory remain. I don't really say much, I don't feel like I can, but I left home a child and came home a man. There are thousands like me, thousands more who are gone, but their legacy lives as time marches on. White crosses in rows and names carved in Q remind us of what these brave souls had to do. I'm part of a fellowship, a strong, mighty band of each man and each woman who serve this great land. And when Old Glory waves, I stand proud, I stand tall. I helped keep her flying over you, over all. I am a veteran.
Thank you, Renee, and thank you for your service. Renee is also a veteran of the United States Navy. Thank you all for joining us today. We ask at this time that you place your flag beneath the tree to my left and join us afterward right there on the first floor for refreshments and gathering. Thank you all for coming out today. Appreciate it.